Do you believe that the outfit you are wearing today originated 5,000 years ago? Let's go back in time to the Indus Valley Civilization to discover humanity's first fashion empire, where cotton and lavish jewelry started it all. Welcome to the episode, Fashion Legends Harappa, on the channel Legends of Style. The fashion of the Indus Valley Civilization, 3300–1300 BC, is known through archaeological artifacts and figurines, demonstrating sophistication in the use of textiles and jewelry. A. Textile materials and techniques. During the Indus Valley, Harappan civilization, textile engineering reached an astonishing level of sophistication, playing an important role in both daily life and international trade. 1. Natural fiber material. The Harappa people used a variety of natural fibers. Cotton. This is the main material. The people of this region were the first people in the world to grow, spin and weave cotton. The oldest cotton fabric samples were found at Mohenjo-Daro, circa 3250–2750 BC, and cotton seeds at Mehrgarh date back to 5000 BC. Wool. Made from sheep or goat hair. Mainly used for colder climates or thick blankets and coats. Silk. The latest discoveries, 2025, from copper beads at Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro show that the Harappa people have known to use silk from native wild moths, such as Antheraea mylitta, since the mid-3rd millennium BC. This challenges the old notion that silk only originates from China. 2. Spinning and weaving techniques. The fabric production process is carried out meticulously through many stages. Spindle. Use spindle whorls made from terracotta, faience or seashells. Thousands of spindles of various sizes were found, suggesting that spinning was a common household activity, with light spindles for fine yarns and heavy spindles for coarse yarns. Weaving. Fabric was woven on standing or lying looms, although the wooden looms have rotted over time. Marks on pottery shards and chapter seals confirm their existence. They can weave fabrics with thick and even thread density. 3. Dyeing and decoration techniques. The Harappa people are very fond of colors and patterns. Natural dyes. They mastered the technique of dyeing with plants. The red color is extracted from the madder root and the blue color from the indigo plant. Tie-dye technique. There is evidence that the bandana technique, tie-dye creating polka dot patterns, began to form during this period. Patterns. Fabric patterns often have geometric patterns. Trefoil patterns, as seen on the robe of the king monk statue, or stripes and checks. 4. Sewing tools. Although most garments were unstitched wraps, the presence of bronze and bone sewing needles at archaeological sites suggests that the Harappans were familiar with sewing techniques and may have made some structured garments or detailed embroidery. B. Main outfit. The costumes of the people in this region are often simple, mainly pieces of cloth wrapped around the body. B1. Men. Men's clothing in the Indus Valley Civilization was not only highly functional but also reflected social stratification and refined aesthetic taste. 1. Lower body outfit. Dhoti style. Most men used a long piece of cloth wrapped around their hips, similar to today's dhoti or veshti attire in India. How to wear. The piece of fabric is usually wrapped around the waist, then threaded through the groin and tied behind the back, helping to create flexibility when moving or working. Variations. For the working class, this piece of cloth could be shorter, loincloth form, while the aristocracy used longer and finer fabric. 2. Upper body clothing, capes and shawls. In colder climates or on ceremonial occasions, men use crossed cloaks. Priest-king style. The most typical model is the priest-king statue with a cloak draped over the left shoulder and the right shoulder bare, Angavastram style. Pattern. This cloak is often decorated with geometric patterns or the iconic trefoil motif, which can be embroidered or printed. Decoration. Some robes were red, dyed from the root of the cardamom plant, or natural shades of cotton and wool. 3. Turbans and head accessories. The Harappa people pay great attention to fixing their hair and decorating their heads. Turban, pagri. Many figurines depict men wearing handmade turbans on their heads. sometimes cone-shaped or layered to protect their heads from the hot sun. Fillets. People of high status often wear a fillet made of metal or precious woven fabric around their foreheads to hold their hair back. Hairstyle and beard. Men often have long hair, tied back, double bun, or combed back. Beards are usually trimmed very neatly and there is no mustache, following the priest-king statue model. 4. Jewelry for men. Unlike many other civilizations, Indus men also wear a lot of jewelry. They used necklaces made from precious stones, bracelets made of copper or shells, and armbands. The ear holes on some statues show that men may also have worn earrings. B2. Women. Women's clothing in the Indus Valley, Harappan civilization is described by archaeologists as a combination of convenience and luxury in jewelry. Reflected in the famous Mother Goddess and Dancer terracotta statues. 1. Lower and upper body costumes. Harappa women mainly used pieces of cotton or wool fabric wrapped around their bodies instead of elaborate ready-made clothes. Miniskirts, loincloths. This is the most popular outfit. It is a short piece of fabric wrapped around the waist, usually knee-length or shorter, allowing the legs to move flexibly. Belts, girdles, to fix the skirt. They use belts made from many rows of gemstones or metal beads, sometimes with elaborate clasps. Upper body. Usually, women leave their upper body bare or only wear a thin shawl. However, in the noble classes or cold regions, they may wear cloaks draped over their shoulders or tight short tunics. 2. Intricate hairstyles and head accessories. The most characteristic feature of Indus women's fashion is the extremely elaborate hairstyles and headgear. Fan-shaped headdresses. This is the most common style on terracotta statues. With a fan-shaped frame rising high behind the head, sometimes with two protruding parts on either side like small baskets, panniers, to hold hair or decorations. Wigs and buns. They have complicated braiding techniques, wrapping hair around the head or using wigs to create volume. Hair is often fixed with golden ribbons, fillets, or combs made from ivory and bone. Headscarves. Some women use cloth scarves to cover their hair, creating a discreet and formal look. 3. Jewelry, second coat. Bangles. Women often wear bracelets in sets, covering from wrist to bicep. The statue of Mohenjo-Daro dancer is a living proof with 24 to 25 bracelets on one arm. Bracelets made from seashells, cut from large sea snails, are very popular because of their luster and durable natural white color. Necklaces and chokers. The design often consists of many rows of stone beads connected by gold or bronze dividers to keep the strands aligned. Pendants are often diamond-shaped, heart-shaped or sacred animals. Girdles. This is a typical women's accessory, consisting of hundreds of carnelian or metal beads, used to secure wrapped skirts and accentuate the waist. Other accessories, open rings, cylindrical or disc-shaped earrings, and brass anklets that make noise when moved. Harappa women have reached a modern level of beauty care. Eye makeup, collyrium, kohl, black eyeliner comes in small bronze or marble jars. They use small metal sticks to line their eyes, helping to protect their eyes from harsh sunlight and infection. Lipstick and nail polish. Archaeologists found red bars made of iron oxide and binder, believed to be used as lipstick or blush. Perfumes and aromatic oils. The appearance of small ceramic vessels with vent holes shows that they knew how to extract essential oils from plants to anoint the body. Cleaning tools. Bronze utensil sets including ear picks, tweezers and razors were found. Polished bronze mirrors are highly reflective, often with carved wooden or ivory handles. C. Jewelry and accessories. Jewelry and accessories in the Indus Valley Civilization were not just decorative objects but also symbols of master craftsmanship and extensive trade networks. By 2025, archaeological studies at sites such as Lothal and Rakhigarhi have shed more light on this sophistication. 1. Bead-making technique. This is the most famous specialty of the Harappa people, making them the leading jewelers in the ancient world. Carnelian stone, red agate, They have a technique of heating the stone to create a brilliant red color and using a microscopic stone drill to pierce the center of stone particles up to 10 centimeters long. Some stone beads are also etched with delicate white patterns. Lapis lazuli green stone, imported from present-day Afghanistan, showing the luxury and class of the owner. Faience. The Harappans created a synthetic material from dyed fine quartz sand, usually turquoise. Then melted to create a glassy surface for beads and bracelets. 2. Social importance. Indus Valley jewelry was genderless in many cases. But materials would reveal status. Upper class, use gold, silver, lapis lazuli and jasper. Popular class, use carefully fired terracotta, shells, animal bones and glazed ceramics. Special feature, unlike ancient Egypt or Mesopotamia, the Harappa people did not bury too much gold and silver with their dead. They mainly used jewelry as part of their colorful daily lives. D. Influence on today's fashion. The influence of the Indus Valley, Harappan, civilization on modern fashion, especially 2025, goes beyond just style but also lies in sustainable thinking and core craftsmanship. 1. Origin of draped garments. The Harappan technique of using unstitched fabrics was a direct forerunner of today's iconic garments. Sari and dhoti. Harappa women's wrap skirts and men's wraps have evolved into the modern sari and dhoti. In 2025 trends, designers are reviving the pre-draped style to combine modern convenience with ancient aesthetics. Off-shoulder gown. The style of hanging a scarf over the left shoulder, like the King Monk statue, is still the inspiration for the designs of shawls and high-end evening gowns in the Indo-Western style. 2. Textile industry and sustainability, sustainable fashion. Cotton is the core. The Harappa people were the first to use cotton globally. By 2025, the sustainable fashion trend, slow fashion, is promoting a return to the use of organic cotton and handloom fabrics, which are core techniques of the Indus civilization. Natural dyeing technique. The use of dyes from the Harappan indigo and madder plants is making a strong comeback in 2025 eco-fashion collections to replace toxic chemicals. 3. Neo-vintage accessories and jewelry. Handmade beads and accessories. The exquisite Harappan technique of making carnelian and lapis lazuli beads remains the foundation of modern Indian handcrafted jewelry. Jewelry trends in 2025 call this neo-vintage style, combining ancient motifs with minimalist shapes. Bangle stacks. The habit of Indus women, like the Mohenjo-Daro dancers, of wearing multiple bracelets at the same time remains a mainstay in contemporary wedding and festival wear. 4. Embroidery and decoration techniques. Studies show that Indian embroidery art originated during the Harappa period. By 2025, traditional 3D embroidery and hand embroidery techniques will still be the determining factor in the value of global haute couture lines. This influence shows that Indus fashion is not just a thing of the past, but a cultural DNA that continues to shape modern style through a combination of heritage and innovation, fusion fashion. Spanning 5,000 years, the fashion of the Indus civilization is not just pieces of cloth or beads, but a living heritage. When we wear a cotton garment or wrap a scarf, we are continuing the story of one of history's most brilliant civilizations. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you find it interesting, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. The video episode ends here. See you again in the next episode on the channel, Legends of Style. In the next episode we will come to human fashion in the Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations, ancient Greece.